And then we're definitely the annoying couple that like will be watching like Super Bowl spots or like commercials, and we're like, I wonder what the brief was for that. And we're like working it backwards, and I'm like, oh god, we're annoying.
I'm Teddy Black. I'm a brand director at AG1. Graduated from the University of Oregon in 2010 with a degree from SOJC with advertising.
I'm Gabriella Narvaez. I'm a creative director working embedded at Google right now. I was a graduate of the University of Oregon through the SOJC with an advertising degree in 2012. It was a Deb Morrison class. I think it was maybe something around like creative strategy or something like that. And it was a small group, and we did idea books. And that idea book, the first one I ever did, like really defined how I express my creativity. I still have it to this day. I keep everything. I use it, I look at it, I do my own idea books, and just this notion of like, we'd get assignments from Deb and she would say, write something about this topic, paint something today, look at the news and write something in your idea book. And I just would go wild with that. I could just spend hours journaling, ideating, cutting up. I think I burned a page in my idea book, and she was like, this doesn't count. And I was like, well, it's creative. I burned a thing in it. And so it was really fun, and that just like sticks with me ever since, and I bring it with me, and I've like shown it to people just because it is where my brain was at that moment in time, and it's a cool kind of just, nostalgic piece of what it felt like to be here.
Funny because we've never actually talked about this one in particular, but that was one of my favorite classes as well, was that creative strategy with Deb class. I actually was not good at the journaling part because I'm not a good drawer, and I felt like that was restrictive to it. And then the other one would be like intro to like account direction with Dave Koranda. I don't know if that's the right title, but he was awesome, and just like I ended up in account direction eventually, but it was like that type of like brief writing. Like there's a different type of advertising that isn't just like creative or strategy or something else. It was like, here's the role, and I think was really, in retrospect, super pivotal in kind of me finding my place eventually. Having a relationship within the industry is pretty, interesting. You have, again, you're working from this commonality, which is really nice. But it does mean that there's times when we're both busy and we're like, all right, who does dinner tonight? And you're kind of drafting and taking turns on that.
Teddy is one of the people that I've met in my career who has like the lowest ego, who's the most generous, and one of the best dot connectors. And all three of those things has made his career so interesting and dynamic, and I really admire that. He has the ability to like put two people, two entities, two ideas together and then back away from it. He's like, I don't need to stay around and be a part of this. I can just put it together and know it's gonna be great and back off.
One of the things that she's amazing at is, I think, just like can kind of go into any room, any space, and really like figure it out and bring her full essence to that. And I think it's always been cool, and as I've gotten into other spots where we're not working, like if you really want somebody and this is the job that you're trying to do, like there would be no better person to have than this person. And then she goes in and takes over and does amazing things. And so I think it's kind of amazing to get to have like a front row seat to like that magic.